Possum 911 here, Fisherman's Bay. Skirmish, plane skirmish we won the other day. It was a very close battle. I don't think they come any closer. A couple of things I want to go over. I want to point out on the mini map some things during the fight. One thing you can see in the video, I'm doing a lot of clicking, but I'm giving everybody positions where I want them to head to. Where, when I send you off to a place like the city, the heavies are going to go to the city, which is normal. Um, when I send people off someplace, I'd like them to go there and scout it and clear it. Make sure you own it and then move on to the next area. You know, knowing that there's nothing behind you, you haven't missed anything at all. You're not just accidentally sweeping by somebody and leaving an enemy to go into our back lines. We really don't want to see enemies get into our back lines at all, so they can flank us. Like to keep everything up ahead of us. So, in this map, in this battle, at some point, I'm pretty sure I kind of have the feeling where the heavies went to the city where I asked them to go, and then just sat there waiting for something to begin. You know, ask me to do something. I want I want our groups to have their own thing happen. Starting point, laying it out for the battle tactics is one thing, but I don't really think that everybody needs to be led every second in the battle. I think you guys know how to do plenty. As far as where we set up and how we're going to attack it, and the position of like, okay, we're here in the city now. We don't have any targets. I'm going to be like, scout, scout as a group. So you're going to go through the city, street by street as a mob tactic, and clear that area. We definitely need to go over some city tactics with tanks and stuff like that. You guys will have a lot more assuredness of doing that, and would naturally do it on your own instinct rather than waiting for an order to go. That's what I want to work towards is us instinctual group tactics, knowing what we want to do as a group, and we want to find the enemy and surround them, flank them from all different directions. And then when we start taking them apart, we have multiple viewpoints of a target. And when you mark a target, everybody may not have a shot at him, but somebody near him you might, or at least you've got multiple angles on somebody, so they're really taken apart as a victim from multiple directions. So I'd want these guys in the city to push, sweep the city clear, come around this edge, and then up in this area here, there's a great berm. I think it's on this line right here. This is downslope from this is a ridge right here. Just like this area here has a ridge across here going in and down it. So this is all lower area here to hide in, like little castle walls around you, which is kind of what they did. So as we move up, I'm going to move up towards these a little bit too close by myself. I'd want us in the future to go by as the one guy goes in, like I'm getting up closer to this rock here. I would expect the next guy, him, to come up into here, and maybe him to come up with me, which he does. Bravo does move up with me. He doesn't leave me there. But now, if he comes up to here, he'd have a view across. Maybe he might have a better view. I don't know what Garda can see down here. If he's got nothing to see, he's no reason to sit there waiting. And I don't want anybody to be waiting if there's a battle we have happening. If we start seeing targets, keep your eyes on the mini map. Keep your eyes on what you're doing. And if once we realize they're all someplace, then we got to sweep in around them and gather around them. That's going to happen here in a second. But I want to pull off the mini map for a minute and watch what I do. This is really stupid. I'm up here alone. Bravo's come in with me to support me here. He's close. He's on the other side of this rock. He's right up here. And then I've got I'm a tank for you in the middle. So that's great. We've got this sweat. I've still got these guys kind of lingering back. They should be pushing somewhere through the city already. I'm close up on this edge, and I see the enemy in a second here. I'm still trying to pop them. In a second, I'm going to pop the enemy, but then I'm going to keep in their face, and I should not do that. I need to, once I pop them, and I know where a bunch of them are, I need to get off that and let us gather around them and position up. Once we know where they're at, then we got to settle up around them and deal with this where that problem is as a unit, not as a whole pack of us. Now here's one guy popped, and okay, this is a little bit too much. All right, at this point here, I'm like, okay, I should definitely back off out of here. Not positioned up here to try to get a few shots in. Definitely, because I'm alone. I don't have a lot. These guys back here, I doubt have any shot. He's moved up because he's trying to get a shot, so he's getting into position. Before I moved in on these guys, I should have waited for this guy to move up some, wherever is safe, wherever he could get that would be the forwardmost position with a cover of some sort that he could see if they pop their head up. He's already good and close. I could have been patient and waited for these guys. Already realized there's nothing down here anyway, so they would have swept in. And if I'd have held back, we would have done a better survival rate of us all because we would have positioned up better. I want that to happen in the future on this map. So we're going to let this play out. See how, I've been talking all along how the heavies sweep through the city now. They're getting into positions up behind that enemy base. And the base can be used as a tool to push the enemy off of their cover or not. See on the tank. He's way out in the middle of nowhere. This guy, I don't see if he's got much happening. And again, another waiting to get an order. I don't think the commander or caller of the battle needs to manipulate every last second. I think that set up the group and trust you to do your own thing, but watch it's in front of you. If we all did this, if he did this, if he did this, if this group did this, um, on their own, we would have probably been surrounded these guys sooner. But I think people are waiting to get an okay to do something, and it should be okay. As long as it's clear, it's okay for you to keep moving. So, but try to keep watching the mini map, and then you don't move up ahead too far from the group. I did have support moved in with me up here, which is good. I shouldn't have kept pushing until I had more support. Now we're both dead here. They've got 2 kills, we got none yet. But we know where they're all at. We know where they're all at. They're all right in here. So this guy's got to move into a position where he can see better than he does now. This is me. I'm watching for my dead body right now. I like the way these heavies are set up here because I know there's cover around this area here. So if anything happens, they've got cover. This guy's got cover through the buildings, and this guy's got cover from these rocks there. Okay. I do trust everybody, with all the battles that we've done and stuff, we've got enough instinct to do some things, without having to be told. But I definitely want to know on the battlefield if somebody's pushing for stuff. I think it's still scouting. If you haven't seen any enemy, it's pushing when you don't have an enemy, or when you do have an enemy, you're pushing on the enemy. And if you don't, you're still scouting and reconnoitering, and there's nothing happening there. You're clearing it. You're sweeping it. And I like the position where everybody's at right now, where we got a good firing position all around them from different directions. And if Gardet can keep him from sneaking out of there by himself, he'd be good. But if he gets jumped, somebody pushes hard and takes him out in a minute here. Let me see where Mrs. Boom Boom's at. Okay, so I'm starting to hop from character to character here now. See what the battle looks like. Okay. There's a big hole in the north. There's a lot of pressure in the back on the south. That Hellcat needed to come in some more still. Dicker's too close. He's a long range shoot. He's a sniper. He's not somebody supposed to be up on top of somebody. That's what cost him his life. That Hellcat needs to be. I'm assuming people are waiting for me to say something before they move in. Is why there's holding up. And so this is the lesson I'm trying to point out here is that we need to trust our instincts and we need to trust our position and where we get given a starting point, and it's our thing to go from there. And when we do spot targets, don't keep going, then keep an eye on that target so we can set up around them to take them out. That's the big thing is find the target where they're at and then we just surround them with shooting positions and take them out, whatever side has the best shot. And if they move any direction, no matter what direction they move from the position they're in, they're probably going to move into the view of one guy, out of the view of another. I'm proud of you guys doing a good job as you did. We took this out, and we had a great night of skirmishes this night. We had a bunch of wins, and I want to point out um, that we did do a great job that night. And I wanted to look at the games we won and where we won, how we won, what mistakes we made on purpose. Not to look for trouble, not to look for the problem and not be happy with what we did that was positive, but to see what we can improve. And I'm trying to constantly work on that. We definitely need to work on city tactics. And I think tonight I'm going to try to gather some people up and see if I can't get some people to work on a little bit of city tactics. And everybody's working on their missions and stuff, but I want to take a skirmish group and work around the playroom and go over some maneuvers. We need to do that. I'd like to know when we got guys going through a city, clearing a city with a bunch of heavies, they clear a city adequately as a unit, as a force. They try not to split up and get themselves vulnerable as little as possible. Sometimes you will split up to clear an area, but you're close enough to run to cover. If you spot one guy spots trouble, the others can get to him before he just pushes farther out into trouble. All right, so this is very close to the end here. This is 213. This is Boom Boom, Creeper's mom. I'm not sure at this point. It might be Creeper playing, and of course, look, both teams did very well. Thank you. I spelled teams wrong. It's down to three guys. Two of the three. Where's the third one? Okay, a heavy and a destroyer. Hung up on a rock at 5% to go. That's creepy. That's not a fun position to be in. The cap is a tool causing pressure for them to want to come out and stop the cap. Now we've got a Hellcat in hiding. He's going to be over in these rocks somewhere. He's going to get. This is Boo Boom inside here. Blank shot. This comes down to watch that guy dies here right now. Boom. Blaze is on top of it. Now it's Blaze and this guy one-on-one. It's surprising shorter view range it's got right here. There it is. Every shot here counts. Every shot counts. That guy shot into the ground, it's a shame for his team. Every single shot counts. Load time when it's that damn close. You got to make sure it's going to count and do it. You know. Thank you for your time. Remember, I want to. Hopefully, I'll have some maneuvers tonight. Um, Not that you'll know what night it is because this is videotaped, but good luck in the future and great job today. Great job that night.